Today. Alright, in the bottom right hand corner of the map, it is the red Zerg eXile, also known as Titan. His opponent, the blue Terran, Critter. So TVZ is definitely the most fun matchup to watch in my opinion. I also think personally it's the most fun for me to play most of the time, even though it's not my best matchup. Ever since Heart of the Swarm, it's been the most fun for me to play. Yeah, I know what you mean. I created my own clan on KR a few seasons back just to put an emblem there, and actually it was because I lost a bet with my cousin. So, long story. Maybe I'll tell you sometime. Anyway, we've got Hatch, Gas, Pool. On the Terran end, whoa, we've got a double gas. We actually have a gas first, Rax, and then a second gas. So yeah, this is far from standard for TVZ. Heck, it's far from standard. Even if this was TVT or TVP, that is a really, really fast double gas. So this actually could be what we were discussing earlier in the chat. This could be a one base Cyclone all-in. I'm trying to think what he could possibly spend all of that gas on. Okay, there's a tech lab, so that doesn't really make sense. If he wanted to go with Cyclones, he would not have enough gas to get something from this tech lab and make Cyclones. So it's actually a Marauder build. This is going to be highly unusual. Electing for quite a bit. The Marauder, the add-on, of course, and the factory, all before an orbital command center. I can't say that's the best idea. You should get that orbital command immediately. Speed is on the way. Queen as well, and a queen at the natural, so everything is pretty standard so far here from eXile. By the way, do you prefer being called eXile or Titan? So it looks like this tech lab was actually just for one Marauder. An engineering bay is going down. And a tech lab on the factory. I really don't know what the engineering bay is for. I really don't know what it's for, actually. Critter, you're not playing Zerg, bro. You don't need an engineering bay to do drops. But anyway, this should definitely... A double engineer... What? Okay, I am so confused. Fast burrow. Okay, this is what you were talking about before, eXile. I love this. Alright, cool. So we'll go with eXile then. But yeah, the fast burrow. I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping that you wreak havoc with it. I say all the time, I think Zergs should get burrow in every game. It's just so useful. Like, why would you not enhance every single one of your ground units, you know? To me, it's like the equivalent of getting stim or combat shields for my bio. It's just something that I would do every game. Unless, of course, you know, you're doing an all-in or you're getting all-in or something and you can't afford it. But generally speaking, in any normal game, I just think it's so helpful. This is one of the strangest builds I've ever seen. Of course, I'm being a bit polite with that. But yeah, double engineering bay, neither of which is being used. But there is one turret. I actually think that, like, this one turret, even if he was up against one base Muta, I think that turret would still precede any Mutalisks by, like, at least 2 minutes. So, anyway, starport coming down, expansion, a couple of tanks. Looks like Critter just wants to defend. He's going to turtle up pretty hard. Yeah, scared of one base Muta, exactly. But, I would say, like, yeah, he's going for super, super fast double upgrades, but he's had these for well over a minute now and has not researched anything. So, pretty bizarre. That turret, though, is putting in work now. Not quite going to get the kill. If it would have gotten the kill, he would have looked like a genius. Okay, you know, maybe not a genius. I'm not going to take it that far, but would have looked like he had something specific in mind when he threw that turret down. Nice map vision, by the way. Nice overlord spread. Got lings at the watchtowers. Really nice map vision. In fact, if we compare map vision here, look at this for eXile and look at this for Critter. He's completely contained to his base. So I always like to see when players are really mindful about getting map vision and then fighting for it. Like, for example, if the Terran were to send a Marine and kill this Zergling, then you send a couple of Zerglings, or, you know, like 3-4 Zerglings to go back and kill the Marine immediately. I love watching those little the jostling for positioning around the map. Just shows how aware the player is of the importance of map vision. So again, a really late orbital here, super late orbital. I will say one thing though, this armory is going to be relatively well timed with the upgrades. It's a bit early, but better early than late for sure. Spire has come down, Infestation Pit at the same time. We've got a nearly 20 drone lead for eXile. That is obviously a big deal. 2 barracks for Critter. Stim, pretty long ways off from finishing, even though that tech lab was thrown down at roughly the 2-minute mark. So he just had that tech lab for 1 Marauder. One is completing, and I don't think we have evolution chambers yet for eXile. No, we don't. There they are, right there. Again, really nice. I'm really impressed by this map vision. Really good job here. I mean, even a lot of Zergs don't do this. Even like a lot of Zergs in higher leagues. Like a lot of my ladder opponents don't do this. Some of them do, of course, but many of them kind of skimp on the Overlord spread. Now, I understand if you're going against Bio, those Overlords are going to get picked off, but they're also going to tell you when attacks are coming in. And on a map like this, where there are so many attack paths, I think that's really important to get all of that map vision. Yeah, I have to agree. Like, he may have indeed been going for a combat shield timing. He did get that before Stim, but just ended up sitting back in his base. I don't know. But yeah, he's playing it very passively. All things considered, it's not doing too badly. Like I said, his 2-2 is going to be super early. So that's always good when Terran can have an upgrade window like that against Zerg, which, you know, happens frequently. But you always want to maximize your upgrade windows in TVZ. Upgrades play a huge role in this matchup. If you're behind on upgrades, it can quite often cost you the game. This is a very scary force here of Ling Bane. Going to push right up into the natural, I would assume. eXile, of course, knows that there's no third base here, no third base here. And I think, I mean, with good Baneling connections, this definitely can win. It's all going to come down to the positioning of the Marines. Are they going to be out front? Are they going to be clumped like this? Of course, these 2 tanks can do serious damage, especially if they're focus fired well. But those tanks aren't going to be hitting burrowed Banelings. That much I can guarantee. And this has the potential to be downright nasty. eXile says, honestly, that's how I win most of my games, because of knowing where drops are going, or attacks. And honestly, that's just like a really important fundamental skill to have. And if you're doing that now, you're going to be ahead of the game when you start bumping up into the next leagues. That's really good that you're getting those mechanics down at an early stage. From my experience, getting into, you know, Diamond and then Master, is for one thing, it's about consistency. Just, you know, playing well more often than you play badly. But obviously macro is a really big deal, and executing your build orders well. But like I was saying, things like map vision, just having a really nice spread of overlords around the map, a lot of higher league players don't even do that consistently. So I'm really impressed with that here. It looks like we have a silent standoff here between this huge bio ball, which is at 2-2. Actually really surprised that 3-3 has not started yet, considering how on top of the upgrades Critter has been. That's the one thing I can say he has done well this game. But yes, we got that bio ball, and we have the Ling Bane here, much of which is burrowed. Lings are going to come in, try to get a surround on the bio, get eaten alive, but that's where those upgrades come into play, in part. Obviously, there were superior numbers as well. Decent connections, all things considered, there for that small group of Banelings. But, so obviously, the numbers were the most important factor there, but also was numbers plus huge upgrade advantage that just shredded those Lings to bits. Gigantic supply advantage, and the problem is only going to be enhanced, or I should say augmented, for Critter once the Ultralisks come out. Chitinous plating just now being researched. Pretty darn good good timing here from eXile. Really on top of things. Oh my goodness, here we go! Here we go! So close! So freaking close! He just needs to take about 2 steps forward! The Banelings are selected! No! Oh man! Oh man, that could have been even better. Did get a huge chunk of Marines there, so it was really good. Could have possibly been even a little bit better. But great job there from eXile. Well played. Muta's coming in here, pulling the entire army of Critter back. Just adding insult to injury after losing about half of his Marines to the Baneling bombs here. His heart is set on moving across the map and taking out the Zerg. But then the Mutas come into his base and he has to pull everything back. You're pushing the wrong key. That sucks. Yeah, 'cause I saw you had them selected. So I had it zoomed in there. I saw that you had all of them selected but weren't pressing it yet. I was wondering what was going on. But I mean, you still did get, like I said, at least half of his Marines. So it did still work out really well. And the offensive GG goes down. Dang. Honestly, I don't blame you. In this scenario, the guy is straight up wasting your time. Like, not gonna lie about that. He's just straight up wasting time. He has 0 mining bases and is staying in the game. So yeah, this is basically the equivalent of floating buildings. Well played there. Just like, I can tell that that you're easily outclassing these opponents. Okay, is this guy serious? What a jerk. But yeah, like I said, I can tell you're very easily outclassing the opponents at this level. You were just miles ahead of him in this game. The Baneling bomb was beautiful. GG is finally called. It's like after the starport went down with the 2 liberators being made, he's like, dang it, that was my last hope. I have to call GG now. Good game indeed there.